Friends, family, fans, it's episode 113 of Back 9 Bets. I double donkey dare ya. Don't ask me what the hell that means. I know what it means, but I don't. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. We'll figure it out, but we're betting two donkeys today, and that's where this is coming from. What's going on, people? It's been a hot minute. Tour Championship was 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago. Feels like 2 years ago. But hey, we're back in the seat, back in the saddle. We've got a field that's got a few guys from the Tour Champs in it. We got a field that's got a bunch of guys not in it. It's a weird field. It's a field that I'm not very confident in. Steve G in the hizzy with Ant O in the house. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. This is the silly season. Sites cooking in the books. What's up, my brother? Let's go, baby. Cool. We got some people in the chat. You know, it's been a tough time content-wise when it comes to golf because NFL's king, man. You know, so I appreciate the three of you so far in the chat. I appreciate all of you that are in the house. We got Retail Ripper over here saying howdy. Let's go, baby. So yeah, we've got the PROCORE Championship. Used to be the 40-net. We're playing in Silverado Resort and Spa. Little 72-hole tournament. Par 72, 4 par 5s, wedgie fest, keep your ball in the fairway, power bent greens. We got to figure out our stuff. Let's go. Farkanel saying I'm looking good. Got the Model Maniac hat on with the dog hair all over it, which I was pulled off the floor. But hey, Phoebe's with us wherever we go. That's how it goes over here because she sheds like Scotty Shedler sheds, whatever that means. So yes, this is where we are. I appreciate all of you for being in here. Let's hit that like button. Let's dive into it. I've got some bets for us. Let's freaking go. But before we do that, as always, the show's brought to you by rotoballer.com. Go check it out. Link in the description. $75 for the rest of the year. Showdown models, my models. You can get all of Spencer's stuff, all of his bets, everything. The optimizer, the research station in the Discord. Come check it out. If you're a golf sicko like we are, come hang out with us at Rotoballer. This is exactly what we're doing. So we've got $75 for the next 8 tournaments. There's some President's Cup involved there. We'll have all sorts of research getting done. It's going to be a fun time in there. Come hang out. Link in the description. Join Rotoballer today. I appreciate y'all. Use code MANIAC for 10% off. There we go. Tell the people over there. Tell my friends that y'all got sent by me. In the model we go. Let's dive into the top of the board here. And as you can see, under the sea. Oh, look at this. So you get rid of Scotty Scheffler and Xander Schauffele, and we can narrow columns to a lot more skinny situations because there's not thousands of dollars won. It's only a few hundred. And there's a lot of red at the top of the board. Woo! But let's get into it. Let's have some fun, you know? Let me know in the chat if you are ready for this freaking tournament, baby. I think it's Clanton's week. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But whose week I do think it is, friends, is Sahith Theegala. Let's get off the top rope over here. Sahith Theegala, defending champ. Max Homa won this thing back-to-back. If you play well at this golf course, if you're a California king, a California kid, just like Sahith, just like Max, you got a good crack, especially in a weak field like this. It's tough to kind of figure it out. So Sahith Theegala, 12-1. Let's freaking go. I don't think I'm going to bet the plus 230 for a top 5. I want to because he's likely going to finish closer to the top of the board there, but there's no value on that. Not a lot of value there. Minus 12% edge, even though he's the number one guy in our upside model. It's not looking the best. So tough scenes over there. Also, a lot of regulars in here, but I see Retail Ripper. If y'all new in the chat, bring some questions. I will deep dive names for you. This is what the whole point of this beautiful show is. Hit me with the music. I'll give you the lyrics, baby. That's what we're doing on Back 9 Bets for the PROCORE Championship. Parkour PROCORE. Let's see what we can do. So back to Sahith Theegala. As you can see here, this guy's been profitable across every single market. Won 12 months ago at this venue. So this winning total will fall away once this week is done because he has not won a tournament since. I think this course is a par 70. Interesting stuff. Why am I thinking it's a par 72? I pulled up some holes. We'll have to see. Let's take a look here. Oh, boy. I've got 4 par 5s. I might have pulled the wrong scorecard. That's what happens when it's a full swing. Apologies. Let me just double check this thing because This is embarrassing. I can't tell you guys it's a par what if it's not a what. You know what I'm saying? You need to know what's going on here. Scorecard. Pulling it up right now. Okay. Who the heck said this? You're going to have to get your stuff figured out. Steve G. This course is indeed a par 72, my friend. Don't you make me second guess myself over here, okay? Look at this. Let's see if we can, I don't know how to do this. Zooming it in for your blind eyes, Steve. You see that big 72 over there? That is what you call a par 72, my buddy. Anyway, I'm just kidding. You got me thinking all sorts of weird stuff. Got me out of my flow. We're still not done speaking about Sahith. It's all good. This is why. It's all good, my man. Hey, you know what? It's fall swing season. Shit happens. This is not a bounce back for Homa. It's the best chance that he can bounce back. Maybe we play him in a bit of DFS if things get a little bit of a, low ownership, but we can get there. Let's stick with the Sahith story here for now. 12-1, this guy, defending champ, and he's played well here in the past. Take a look here. Since 2020, when he wasn't even the Thagala that we know now, he was the Sahith of COVID era. Then he finished 14th in the Coco land. Then 2021, finished 47th. Tough scene. 2022, finished 6th. And then he won it last year. So he will be knocking it out the park for us, hopefully once more. This run-up into this tournament has been quite a roller coaster, as is Sahith Thagala. Basically, his profile suggests that. I mean, we've got a 4th, we've got a miscut, we've got a 6th, we've got a 46th, and then he finished 2nd on the shadow leaderboard, flying up of there from a million miles away at the FedEx Championship, the Tour Champs. So we've got all of that going on for him, and we got the great course history. 12-1, first donkey, boom. 12-1 Sahith Thagala. Let's see what he can do. This guy can ball out. He's been playing amazing. And the fun thing, we spoke about this with Spencer on the Rotoballer PGA show we did last night. Go check that out on YouTube. The ball striking for Sahith is 7th in this field. He was not a good driver of the golf ball last year. When he won this thing, he could not hit a fairway. Basically, like Max Homa, Jack Fisher over here saying Homa can't find a fairway. Farkin now saying Homa can't find his shoes. I agree with both of you. Real Tail Ripper saying this is a par 83 for old Stevie G. No, I'm just kidding, Stevie. It's all good. So, yeah, Sahith, second best strokes gain total entering the week. And what I've done with this kind of stuff is just making sure that we got decent understanding of where we're going, and Sahith knows his jam. So he's been balling out, folks. This total over here is a mixture of the last 50 rounds, the last 100 rounds, the last 25 rounds. Or I'm lying to you. The last 12 months, the last 6 months, and the last 3 months. A mixture of the three to kind of get a good feel for how these guys are peaking. If your recent form is crap, it's going to nullify that even more. It's going to shove that shit away and go out of the mix. If you're playing well recently, that's going to double down, triple down for you. So you're going to see these guys are all balling out. Top of the board, we got good form coming in. That's why they're up in the top of the model. So Sahith's ball striking is amazing. When he gets on these power greens out in California, the upside is palpable. It's penthouse high. It's Snoop Dogg high. It is as high as Jordan Mason's rushing yardages last night versus the Jets. So that's what you get from Sahith. You get incredible ball striking, some great form, good course history. Put him on these power greens, baby, we are looking good. And the reason why we like Sahith, the reason why we're going with these guys is Sahith's the only dude that's sitting in the 2 for the power side for me. Power rating is 2.08. So, he's well ahead along with Wyndham Clark. There's multiple increments between these two guys to the next bunch. I mean, there's a 0.1 increment from Sahith to Wyndham, but then there's 0.2 basically from the next level. So they are clearly above the rest. It kind of condenses once you get to number 3 and number 4 and number 5, all that jazz. So we really do like the two of them up top here. And as a result, we are going to be going with Wyndham Clark, the second donkey, the double donkey dare, right off the top rope. We're going with the 2 favorites on the top of the board. 13-1 out there at Bet365. It's boosted to 16-1. If you can get Bet365, that's beautiful. I think there's 12s to 1s still out there for Wyndham Clark. That makes it a 6x return. We've got one other bet that's plus 275, plus 275, 275 to 1. That's our other bet. We've got 3 outrights, 2 of them at the top of the board. They are easily the 2 best golfers in the field. If you take a look at what Wyndham's been up to, it's been delightful. I'm going to hide these 2 columns over here so we can get a touch more in the screen so we can see some recent form over here on the right-hand side. And Wyndham Clark sitting number 5, but he's been up and down. The roller coaster that Wyndham Clark's been on was a miscut at the Open Championship, 56th at the US Open. Just bad stuff in the big moments, but it's okay. We'll see what he can get up to. Look at that 14th place at Paris. That was after he was basically DFL to start the tournament. So he's moving in the right direction, but take a look at these recent form. 9th at the Travelers, 10th at the Scottish, 14th in Paris, and then 7th at the St. Jude. We like what's going on there because, things are looking good. I've left out the BMW Championship. I've also left out the FedEx Championships because those are like small fields, we're not going to see. But Wyndham was right in the top of the mix again at the BMW. So add another top 10 into the mix. We love to see that. This round 1 scoring that we've seen a disaster from Wyndham Clark, it's kind of rectified itself. The Open Championship and the Olympics were the 2 instances where he lost a crap load of strokes. In fact, I have it pulled up here for you. So if we take a look at what Wyndham Clark's been up to, going to the right over here, you can see strokes gained total. We lost a total of like 9 strokes just at Le Golf National and TPC Southwind, or Royal Troon, sorry. So he's kind of figured his stuff out. Other sides of those, there was 2 really big outliers. So he never got off to some good starts, but we expect him to get it together over here. Hasn't typically played his best golf here, but this is in 2023 is when Wyndham Clark started jamming the hell out. So I think that's the way to go with Wyndham. So we're going to see what he can do. He's been amazing, in great form the last little while. Plus 140 is now the number for a Wyndham Clark top 10, and we are going to be going to that as well. It looks like we've got a 2% edge over here. He's the second guy in our model. His top 10 market has been the most profitable of them all. His top 20 market a little more volatile. He's finishing inside the top 20 at basically 1 in every 2 starts. So that's good to see. But if you take a look at his top 40 rates, it's 57%. So he's like, he hits or he misses. So we're really going to roll Wyndham Clark out when it comes to this top 10 number. He's doing it basically 4 out of every 10 starts, which is an implied probability of 42% when it comes to a plus 140 odds at Vegas. And we're seeing his top 10 market is 38%. And that's in signature events. That's in majors. That's in blah, blah, blah. We're playing the goddamn PROCORE. PROCORE. And the field is weak. Weak sauce. Weak sauce. So we like it. We like it a lot. He's the second ranked guy in the upside model. We're going to him for a top 10 as well. As you can see, very profitable in that market. So we love Wyndham Clark. We're going with him. Those are our 2 donkeys at the top. Sahith Theegala, Wyndham Clark. Let's see what they can get up to. We got people asking out, Theegala minus 120 to place T15 or better, worth it or too much juice? Let's just do his top 20 market and go with like minus 150, say 4. I guess it's kind of there. Like his top 20 numbers are pretty darn solid. He's been finishing quite consistently, but now he's been playing in a lot of elevated events. So that's basically the top third of the field. But I think I would lay that, Sites. If you want to go that way, take a look at what he's been up to here. 3 of his last 4 starts at this venue would be a top 15, legitimately. The 14th in 2020, like we said, it's good to go. So perfect. T20 is minus 138. That's even better. So we might even just lay that magic over there. I think that's a very fair number. I'm seeing, minus 160, but that's for some different odds. I like the one top 10 at plus 125. Doesn't quite get us there, does it? So, if I'm you, I like that top 15 a lot, actually. That checks out quite nicely. So, let's do that. I'm with you. Top 20, you said minus 138. Beautiful. That's without ties paid in full. I think that checks out as well. So if you're in the mood for that, I think you can go to Sahith for sure. That's where we want to go. Some other names going on here. We've got Steve getting rectified in the chat here after. So what were you looking at? Silverado Golf Course in Scottsdale. Close, but it's all good. That was so funny. You caught me way off guard. I was like, cool. There's guys up here that are really high up because Keith Mitchell, very good in par 5 scoring. That's why his safety ranking is so high, because of the 4 par 5s they're going to deal with this week. You had me a little scared there, Steve, but it's all good. My starboard fritter is telling me Top Gun Maverick McNeely. Hey, baby, I love Mav, but I love him for a DFS side of things. I don't think he's a capable guy of winning a tournament at $9,400. He can be your hero to finish second in your 6-man lineup in DFS. That's where I want to find Maverick McNeely. He plays this golf course quite nicely, I believe, in sporadic nature. So finished second in 2021, missed the cut either side of that with the 52nd in 2019. So we've got a little bit of love coming from Mav, especially lately. 3rd at the 3M, 12th at the St. Jude. Starting to find some really good form. So if he can just hang in there, we're looking good. So I really fancy Mav's chances to kind of get himself up the leaderboard. I don't see him as a closer. Every time he gets to the top of the board, he kind of poops his pants a little bit. It's hilarious. You can be a billionaire. Your dad can be a billionaire. Yet a golf tournament, it freaking levels the playing fields, baby. Bank accounts don't make a difference. It's all about legacy. It's all about who's got the bragging rights at the end of the day. And I think Mav just don't got that dog in him. So we're going to leave him alone. Likely going to win this week after I've crapped on his face. But hey, we'll see what Mav can get up to. His markets that are the most profitable are top 20 markets. So let's take a look at old Maverick McNeely. Instead of a top 10, we can take a look at a top 20, which is even money on the number. And we've got a 3%. There we go. Cool. So I'm going to do a bet here on Mav. In fact, we're just laying some stuff out here. Mac T20 plus 100. It makes a lot of sense because this is what he's been doing. If you think about the top 20 market for him, he's been popping inside of it 2 of the last 4 times he's played. Then he finished inside of it, very close to the top of it. So I like his chances. He putts phenomenally on these POA greens, I believe. So it's a very nice thing to see Mav out on the West Coast again. He's hyper accurate with the driver. We are looking for guys that are very good with the driver off the tee. That is an incorrect date. Let's add this to the mixture, get that taken care of. Boom, boom, boom. And then we go. So yeah, as you can see, Mav, when it comes to accuracy, he's 26th in this field. That's good to go. He's also 36th in distance. So he's driving the ball really nicely. Look at this ball striking. 24th in the field. Then the short game is 7th. So I fancy his chances to get himself back inside the top 20. He's been doing it basically 37% of the time. Let's go Mav McNeely. We like that a lot. Then we're scooting on next to our next guy, Corey Connors, the Canadian killer. Not necessarily a killer, the Canadian clumsy killer. Whenever he gets in the mix, unless you're playing at the Valero in Texas, that's the only tournament he's ever won on the PGA Tour. But Corey Connors, minus 120 to finish inside the top 20. 3% edge. Let's go. Looking at Corey Connors' last few starts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them have been top. 5 of them have been top 30s. 3 of them have been top 10s. So we kind of fancy Corey Connors' chance to get it done at this venue. Finished 13th here in 2019, missed the cut in 2022. That's okay. Corey Connors comes out the gate the hottest this week. If you're looking for a showdown option, that is Corey Connors for you. He's the number 1 ranked golfer in round 1, looking at strokes gained. So take a peek at him. The reason he continually struggles and doesn't finish inside the top 5, by the way, Corey Connors does not have a top 5, I don't believe, in the last 12 months. 0% top 5s, 27% looking for a top 10, weighted by looking at more recent stuff as well. So he's been playing very, very nicely on the top 10 side of things. Maybe we lean into that a bit more than what Corey Connors has been up to. Let's take a look here. Corey Connors for a top 10 plus 170. Negative edge. So no, we're going to go with the minus 120 top 20. Corey Connors, That's what we want to do. The consistency is there. He does it about half the time. So we love a minus 120 in a field like this where the ball striking is just going to take over. Let's see. Look at this. Losing you minus 310 in the top 5 market. You would have lost $310 betting Corey Conners in the top 5 market to win $100 every time he plays. So you make sure, don't bet Corey Conners for the upside. You bet him for the safety. That's where we're going. He is our top 20 bet at minus 120. Taking a peek at the chat. SH Kim is a great guy. We'll chat to him here shortly. You caved and put tiny outrights on Cole and Thigala. Yes, baby. Good. Cole, not so much of a fan. I do like the chances. Do I have tutorials for your model with rotoballer subs? That's a good question. I don't necessarily. I could potentially do that. If you are in the Discord, and we can just get into a chat, and I can pull up my screen and I can just walk you through it. You can type in whatever questions you have. You can even speak to me. This is what we do. It's a personable situation. It's a great question, Sites. If you get into the Discord, Rotoballer's sub package gets you into the Discord. I can walk you through whatever you're asking for from the model. You can kind of figure it out as you go. You can ask me any questions. I can walk you through it and go from there. That can be an in-person tutorial. It's even better than a pre-recorded tutorial, don't you think? So let me know, my man. I would be very happy to walk you and whoever else kind of needs that. We can make a nice date of it, a little time that works, and have a good time going through the model, because it's an intricate model and it's a very useful model if you know how to use it. So I appreciate that. Let me know if that works for you. If not, I can share whatever you need in order to get through this week. Scooting next to the guy. From one Canadian to the other, we're going to go Mackenzie Hughes. He is number 6 for upside, 10th in safety, T20 plus 200. Nice little 6% edge there. He has won us $338 in the top 20 market the last 12 months. He's finishing inside the top 20 at a 31% clip. When you take a look at plus 200, that implies it's a 33% implied probability. So we've got a money 2% loss of an edge there, but Mackenzie Hughes is top 6 in our model. So we're getting a 14% boost because there's 14 spots to the top 20 market that he's sitting inside the model. This is how these things work for me over here. So as a result, we've got a nice little Mackenzie Hughes 6% edge. The top 20 market has been extremely profitable for him the last little while. Finished 25th here in 2022, 52nd last year, not the best. We got a 16th and a 19th at the 3M Open, and then a 28th at the Wyndham, 58th at the St. Jude. So some bigger, harder fields. Didn't quite thrive over there, but we can see what Mackenzie Hughes gets up to this week. And when it takes a look at some stuff, I'm going to scoot us over here to some key stats because I've been wanting to bring this up a little bit. If you take a look at these key stats, folks, this is also part of the model. You can get this at the Rotoballer sub. Strokes gained approach, not necessarily the biggest deal. Mackenzie's not the best ball strike in the world. Strokes gained off the tee, a little bit of a lackluster situation. Yeah, slightly less than to average, still important. Big part of the model. Over 50% of my metrics come from ball striking. But if you take a look at around the green, 5% more important than tour average. We've seen correlations much higher at this venue than tour average over here. So that's what Mackenzie Hughes does well. He's also the best putter on the PGA. That's playing good golf. The other guys all up there, Aaron Badley, Justin Suh, they're not the best putters because they might have the best statistics for putting, but, they're not really doing anything with it. We want guys, we're going to call him the best putter on the PGA because, that's just what he is. He's the best putter in this field for sure. He's also the best short game specialist in this field for sure. 10th in the field in strokes gained around the green. Ball striking is not that good. But when you are the best short game specialist at a golf course that really emphasizes that short game, I like his chances. He's $8,100. I'm a big fan of that metric. If you take a look at his DFS ranking over here, he's 19th. DFS pricing, we've got him at 6th and 10th. So there's some serious value. I will be leaning into him as one of my value options at $8,100. Mackenzie Hughes, let's see what you can do for us. just got selected on the President's Cup team. He's got stuff to prove. Cam Davis was a little bit of a snub, but also at the same time, Cam Davis never finished 16th at the Open Championship. On Thursday, he had to leave the golf course after he wasn't selected to play because he was an alternate and not enough people dropped out. So he never even qualified for the Open Championship. How can you select a guy on your President's Cup team that never even qualified for a major? So that's a situation just because Cam Davis had a good tournament at the Rocket where he always plays well. You're not playing the President's Cup at the Rocket Mortgage in Detroit. You're playing it in Montreal, where I will be, by the way, in 2 weeks freaking time. 3 weeks time. It's going to be a freaking hoot. I cannot wait. Okay, let's take a few seconds over here. Homa sucks right now, but his history here is undeniable. Absolutely. But you know what? The thing is, he was starting to suck a little bit last year, this time again. Let's find the man. Where is Max Homa? Let's get him all the way down here. Little ADD section of the video. 7th last year is still pretty darn good. I agree. I do fancy his chances, though, in the DFS side of things. I think people's ownership for Homa will be slightly reserved. So I think the way to attack Homa this week is in DFS, where you can get that absolute leverage. If you take a look at the betting board, where on earth are we getting any love? He's plus 475 to finish top 5. He's not necessarily the same as the other guys. Where's these main markets here? To win it, he's 2041. So that's actually drifted. It's drifted quite significantly since it opened. I think he was sitting right around the same range over here. By the way, where's this Wyndham Clark boost? Yeah, 16-1, folks. Beautiful stuff if you do have Bet365. So some fun things over there. I think the way to go to Max Homa is the ownership side of things. If we filter by price, he is the third guy. I think Sahith and Wyndham will be the most owned of the 3. Max is a great pivot. I think that's the way to play Max Homa this week. So I will be playing him in DFS. Let's make him yellow because that's our color code for DFS if we are not playing him. But the betting side of things, he's been bad. Regardless of the course history here, it's just, I know. But the problem with him is he's a bit too expensive, but that's what's going to give you that leverage because no one's going to want to bite the $10,000 bullet for Max. But, I mean, if he shows back up at a course that he's kind of found success at, he finds his happy place, I think his biggest issue right now is his mental state. Without that mental state, he was knocking 2 balls out of bounds on the same hole out in Colorado. Not ideal when you're making snowmans on par 5s. So this is not an Alta and Frozen show. This is a PGA tournament. This is the PROCORE, the esteemed PROCORE out in Napa Valley. So you want to make sure that Max is going to be low owned if you're going to play him at this price. I think he will be because the value is just not there at the 10,000 mark. So you are correct. If you do like a little bit of leverage, you can get that over there. Steve finally agreeing with me. He likes Mackenzie Hughes for a T20. I appreciate that. Glad we're on the same page now, my friend. I'm also just giving you a tough time. Mackenzie Hughes riding high after making the President's Cup team. Absolutely. Let's go. Yasfar Canal with his Lotto ticket. Let's see what he's going on. You know me, Byron. So here it is. Mav McNeely, T10. Henrik Norlander, T20. Then we're going to go with a DP World Tour parlay. Adding on to this, we're going to go with Tristan Lawrence for a top 10. And then a Shabanka Sharma, T20. And then Louis Oosthuizen is going to win the Live tournament for a 3,500 to 1 ticket. My man, throw another $1 on that for me. I will Venmo you too. I'm just kidding. That is going to be a fun little ticket. I'm assuming you're going to have a great time with that. Let's see what happens. Going all the way across the board. I love it. I absolutely love it. Henry Z, first time I'm seeing you in the chat. What's up, my man? Happy to have you over here. Feel free to throw any questions. We are going through the board as we cruise through here. Okie dokie smoky. So we've spoken about a few guys. Let's get our upside rankings back on the board here. Mackenzie Hughes, going to be our guy for a top 20 at plus 200. Keith Mitchell is the next option that they are asking us, the model, to bet. And he's got a monstrous edge when it comes to safety. Because Keith Mitchell T20 rate is 45%, baby. But his upside for a top 10 is 13%. It's one of the biggest differentiations that you'll see. And in fact, I have a little metric over here on the side. I'm taking T20 percentages and minusing it from the T5. And Keith Mitchell's got he's got the biggest metric difference between him and Corey Connors, both with no top fives, both just popping inside the top 20 religiously. So Keith Mitchell, a T20 bet, finished 12th at the Wyndham, but he's not necessarily shown us the best results lately. So I'm kind of just going to leave him alone. Not played yet. I think when he did, it was a while ago, never quite performed. So I like him, but the model's going a bit rogue. So we're not going to really go to him this week because what? He's plus 145 for that market. So I'm going to go back to my placements here just to make sure that I know what's going on with Keith Mitchell. Yeah. Plus 170 now for a top 20. I think they're going to make us bite on that. I mean, that's a 20% edge. 23% edge. Yep. Okay. Adding another banner. We are just going to the moon here, folks. Keith Mitchell. Cash me outside the top 5. Keith. Top 20. Plus 170, baby. All right. So, Keith Mitchell. Love this bet now. It's ramped the hell up. Ties paid in full. Keith Mitchell. Par 5 savant. This guy crushes the par 5s. That's what we like the most about his metrics here. His bogey avoidance the last little while has been pretty darn good. He just can't seem to get off to a good start. Then he gets better in the mood, round 2. But the par 5 scoring, definitely good. The Wyndham Championship. The thing is, though, that was a long time ago. A long, long time ago in Never Never Land, Keith Mitchell finished 12th. So I guess 2 of his last 4 starts have been top 20s. 2 of his last 5 have been top 20s as well. So Keith Mitchell, plus 170 for a top 20. Live ad on the show. The ADD, cash me outside the top 5, Keith Mitchell. Let's go, baby. Plus 120. All right. Next up, we're going to go with, we got Mavs, we got Max, we got Max, we got Mac Masners, we got them all. All of them are here. On the Fantasy Golf Degenerate show last night, I mentioned Mac Masner is plus 200 for a top 20. That's dropped to plus 190 now. He gets a raw edge of 8% over there for a top 20. He's been returning $192 in that market the last little while. He does it at a 31% clip. The metrics here tell us it's an implied odds of 34%. If you go to 200, we know that's 33%. So it's pretty close, but he's also ranked inside the top 10 as a number 7 ranked guy. Safety gets applied to the top 10. Safety gets applied to top 20 bets. Upside gets applied to top 5s and top 10s because that is upside. T20 is safety, in my opinion. So that 7th ranking really helping him get a nice solid edge for us there. Mac Masner has been playing some good golf. US Open struggled a little bit, all good, whatever. 99th at the Rocket means he missed the cut there too. But at the John Deere, he finished 20th. Then the 3M, he made the cut, struggled a bit, but still played fine. Wyndham Championship finished 12th. So 2 of his last 3 starts have been top 20s. We're getting Mac Masner plus 190 for a top 20. Let's freaking go. I like his chances to do some good stuff for us. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what? We're going to also do this. I'm going to pull up the model, which, by the way, let me just do this real quick. Then I can show you what's actually going on behind the scenes, what you can get your hands on this model for $75 for the rest of the year. You're going to be getting all my showdown jazz. Here it is for y'all. And if you go over here, you can go detailed bet by history. We can click on the filter here. You go filter for yourself. So it looks a little claustrophobic once you hit the filter, but you can unfilter it after that. And you just go over here, clear all of this nonsense, and we're going to go Masner, and we're going to click that name and see what he's been up to. So his last few starts have been really darn good. He's had 4 top 20 cashes here. And I mean, we're starting to see some really nice metrics for our guy. So the top 20 market has been a good spot for him. You can do this for any golfer. This is what you can get your hands on over at Rotoballer. Link in the description. You know what I'm saying? This is the cool stuff that you don't get anywhere else. You can deep dive these guys' bets, top 5s, top 10s, top 20s. playing good golf. I mean, look at this top 5. He was playing quite nicely at the Charles Schwab. So there's a lot to like from Mac Maz, doing some good stuff in this market. 2-1 odds in a field, weaker field, looking to do some good things for us. So that's what's going on over there. Then you can just look, if you're just looking for basically what I've been going through my model here on the last little while, you can get top 20 bets, top 10 bets, top 5s, the overall average for all these different guys. You can see who's won the most. You can see who's won the least. In fact, let's do a quick little giveaway. I will DM you the model. Let's go, baby. Who in this field has lost the most money? The most total bets? Top 5, top 20, top 10, outrights. All 4 markets. Which one has been the least profitable? Which golfer has been the least profitable in those markets? First correct answer in the comments right now gets the model DM to you guys so you can see what you want. If you're not a Rotoballer member, you can get that for yourself. Retail Ripper saying it's going to be Bo Hostler. Site saying it's Homa. I think that's a good guess. Makes a lot of sense. Oh. It is not Homa. It is not Keith Mitchell. It's a name that will surprise you. Steve, you got to stay off the weed, my friend. We're talking about guys in this field. Rory's not playing this week. I'm also just joking. I've had a fun time having fun with you. You've been a great participant in the chat today. You have been a lot of fun. It is not Max Homa. It is not Keith Mitchell. It is not Bo Hostler. So keep bringing them in. I might. It's an older gentleman. I'll give you guys a hint there. He's in the 7. He's less than $8,000 on the price range. It's not JJ Spahn. He is in the field though, Steve. That is a good guess. Retail Ripper. It's not. I love it. Sink and Kucha all coming through. I don't see either of them on the list, actually. What is going on over here? Yeah. It's not Corey Connors, although he's one of them up here. That's for sure. It's not Villa Jagus. Ooh, Farcanel, my man. There it is. It is Lucas, the Glove Monster. He's lost you $1,196. Goes and wins back-to-back in the Tour Championships last year. And then struggles all the way across the board. So tough scenes for everyone. Here is congrats to Far. Hit me up in the DMs on X, please, my brother, so I can make sure I get it to you. I always forget to do it after the show. I forget who it was. And, it's just easier if I do that. So, yeah, we want to go to these guys. What is going on with Corey Connors here? Why is it telling us a different situation? But it is Lucas Glover. He's lost us a 1,196. Corey Connors, we're still going to be going to him even though he's lost us money in that market. Okay, we're trusting it. You're going to have to do your own thing there, Jack Fisher, on the Corn Ferry grad John Kiefer. Top 20. I mean, I've got no data on that. I don't want to be betting stuff that I don't have data on. I'm very data-intensive guy. That's where we want to go. So I'm not going to leave him. I'm going to leave him alone. But if he's you, what is his odds? Let's find Kiefer here. Plus 240. You see, I don't know. I understand he's been playing well, but I mean, you're going to show up here. Let's do a quick deep dive on him. Look at this beautiful background here. Kiefer. John Keefe. Peter O'Keefe. Okay. I mean, it looks so good. That is incredible stuff. But, when it comes to starting on the PGA Tour, it can be a whole kettle of different fish there. What an incredible turnaround. I mean, 2023 is hardly ever gaining strokes. And then it's just, to gain this amount of strokes on the Corn Ferry Tour is incredible. So, yeah, I like him. Maybe playing him in DFS. I will be doing that a little bit. I'm willing to take more chances on the DFS side, a lot more passive when it comes to betting. So great suggestion, though. Love old Keith. Let's see what he can do for us. So where were we? We were chatting about congrats to Far on the Glover call. Far, you're not a Rotoballer member, so maybe I'll get you that model after the show. I'll chat to the people. Maybe next show I can get us like a sub for the rest of the year for one of you guys if we get some extra likes. If this show, how about this? If this show gets 50 likes by the end of the week, by the next time this show kind of goes live, I will give away a Rotoballer subscription. The show needs 50 likes. So 40 minutes into the show, if you made it this far canal, we need 50 likes. And the next time I'm on the show, we will be giving away a Rotoballer sub for the rest of the year. That's because I love you guys. That's because you guys are crushing it in the chat. I appreciate all of you over here. Beautiful stuff. Okay. Mac, we got Mac Masner, we got all that jazz. Are we missing anybody else? Okay, not really. Andrew Putnam, no. Okay, so next up is our good friend Bud Coley. Now, if we take a look at what Bud Coley's been up to at this golf course, it's been fun. And I'm actually going to put his name up here. He's 275 to 1 to win this tournament. If we take a look at his course history here, now he hasn't been playing the best, and this is just a really gut feel. It's a Bud feel. What is this golf tournament called? The 40-net championship. Look at this. So he's figured his stuff out at this venue. Let me hide myself out of here. Bud Coley looks good. We like what he's done. He's got a third year in 2011, a 7th in 18, and then a 14th in 2021. The recent form has been atrocious. That's why you're getting basically a 300 to 1 ticket out there on this guy. But we're going to go with it. I was on the can, thought about it. Bud Coley, 275 to 1. I like his Bud. Let's see what he can do. He's very good around the green at this golf course. It's a very important skill set to play well at this golf course. We're going to Bud Coley for a 275 to 1 ticket. It's our final ticket, and that is it. We got our 2 chalk donkeys at the top, so hit the Gala Wyndham Clark. 12 to 1, 13 to 1, 12 to 1, 12 to 1, whichever market you find them in, and then Bud Coley. So it's slightly less than 6 to 1 if you're betting both 12s, but there are 13s over there at Bet365. There's technically that 16 that you can get your hands on. So enjoy those. Basically kind of laying a bit more juice than we want at a venue like this, but let's see what he can do. I get paid to do the show by the good people at Rotoballer. I get paid. I love doing the show. It's fun. We do it for you. The fall swing sucks. And you know what? There's not a lot of people that watch during the fall swing. So I appreciate every single one of you guys that come into the chat because it's tough. It's tough sledding. Everyone wants to watch the NFL. Everyone wants to kind of do their own thing. The fall swing kind of gets me a little sad and whatever. Oh, that's too bad, Far. You don't have X on Asgard. Give it to anyone that can guess what day it is. Okay. All right. We'll do a double giveaway next. At 50 minutes, we will you know what, Far? Steve G, my man, do you have X? I feel like you need to be the guy. I've been picking on you. Or Far, you pick a person in the chat, give it to them. I'll make sure they get it. So I appreciate that. This is one of the funniest comments. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this because holy cow, I live on Asgard, and just give it to the person that knows what time it is over here or what day it is. That's hilarious. What a great comment. That's one of my favorite comments. Steve G doesn't have X. Okay. We'll have to find someone that's got X. If you have X and you want the model, send me a DM. Whoever's in the chat, you know what? Fuck it. If you're in the chat right now, courtesy of one of the funniest comments I've ever got on the show, send me a DM. I'll send you the model this week. Let's go. I want you guys to see what you can have. I want you to join the Rotoballer team. I'll send it to you for free. Get a taste for it. If you like it, sign up. I'd appreciate it. Use code Maniac. Beautiful stuff. So please do that. I will gladly appreciate it. Courtesy of my good man Far, who has such a great sense of humor. That just has me flipping smiling from ear to ear. So that's it, folks. Those are the bets. Let's filter by. Yes. DM me on DMX. At the Model Maniac. Hit me in the DMs. Sometimes people can't message me because, whatever, I'm not following you or whatever. Just get my attention one way or another. I'll get it to you. I promise. Can vouch for other people. We've done it. We do it. Let's go. Send me the messages, friends. Mrs. Maniac showing up in the middle of the show is always fun. So let's get to some DFS side of things here. So what you can get on the DFS side of things, on the model, you can get this stuff. So I'm going to pull up the model that we had up here earlier, and you can see DFS points at Silverado Resort, not Silverado Golf Course out in Arizona, my brother. We got Silverado Resort and Spa out in Napa. This is where we're going since 2017. These are the points. And yes, SH Kim. He's got the highest raw average of points. Someone mentioned him earlier in the show. I can't remember who it was, but here he is. And I like him for DFS a lot. So you can find all the different points over here. And if I have an adjusted column over here, so you can just go here, hit the filter button, and then make a copy of it for yourself so that you can edit this stuff. And then you just sort Z to A. And now all of a sudden you can see adjusted wise, you need to make sure that guys have enough rounds in order to have a decent score. So if you don't have enough rounds over here, you're not going to get an adjusted metric. You need at least 6 of them to kind of crack the nod here, I think. So not a lot of these dudes, you see, a good full-on slate like Ches Reavie will get you the same exact average points. It adjusts it down a bit the less tournaments you've played in. These are some smart, fun things I do over here for you guys. So if you're on the mood for this kind of stuff, you can get it there. So Max Homa, Sahith Theegala, SH Kim, the third best option to kind of get across the board here. Ches Reavie's kind of struggled the last 2 years, so this average points is kind of taking a bit of a hit. But other names that you can look at is Matt Kuchar, incredible wedge player, incredible par 5 scorer, playing some good golf lately. So if you're looking to play some Kuchar in DFS, he's been scoring well at this venue. Bud Coley, take a look at the cauliflower. Like we're seeing some good stuff. He's of the guys in this field, he's been popping. So we like that from him. If you take a look at some Nick Taylor, some Kevin Streelman, there's some interesting names out here. This is the PROCORE Championship, folks. We're not leaving any stone unturned. So you can get this for yourselves. DM me. We'll get it to you guys for this week. So over here, we don't have ownership yet. Hide this column, but you can see in the model also available is this column over here where you can see, okay, who's got the cheapest dollar per DFS point the last little while? We're looking for cheap options. These are how you find your value plays. So, let's just take some upside rankings and just get them upside down. Just make sure that we kind of filter out of the crappy guys. Let's get guys that are in the model that are less than 100. So Luke Clanton, obviously ultimate value. He's going to be very high owned this week. Kelly Craft, mac and cheese. We've got the Macs everywhere. Mac Masners, Kelly Craft mac and cheese. We got Mackenzie Hughes. We got them all. We got Bobby Mack out in Ireland at the moment. Let's see what they can do. SH Kim, also great stuff when it comes to $1 per DFS point. So, folks, I'm about to log off here if we don't get any more questions. We've got to deep dive some names. We've got to get some names here to go. Anthony's asking for thoughts on Lower and Shipley. Beautiful stuff. Let's do that. So I'm going to pull up Justin Lower to start off with. I really like Justin Lower on courses that have an emphasis on longer iron play. If you take a look at what he really gets up to, I guess he's actually a very good wedge player too. He's a pretty darn good iron. Maybe that's his new jam. Let's go. Got lots and lots of wedges. We go to the key stats here. Look at this wedge proximity. 6% more, 3% more from inside 125. A lot of shots. We got 25% of them, 27% of them coming from inside 125 to 75. So there's a lot to like there. We got almost half of the shots coming from 150 and in. So there's a lot of wedges at this golf course. Justin Lower, great wedge player. What is he ranked in the model? Got him upside ranking of 29th. So that's a value when it comes to DFS pricing. I like Justin Lower. Great question, Anto. I am a fan. So we can see what Justin Lower can get up to for us. $7,400. Great value there. Not a great bet. Not profitable anywhere across the board. Curious as to what this 1.39% is. We'll get rid of that for the future. So Justin Lower is definitely someone I'm in the mood for. I like it a lot. Good evening, Joanne. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button. If we get to 50 likes on this video, I will be sending somebody on next time's episode a Rotoballer subscription for the rest of the year. So for all of you that want to join the team and don't want to drop the $75, which is very affordable in my opinion for the rest of the year, we'll be sending you a free 100. Breaking 100 will be going live in the morning. We'll get it knocked out this evening and have it all out there. But basically, it's everything that we just spoken about. So it's just going to divvy out the dollars in a proportionate way, and we'll get going there. So it's been a bit of a slow week for me. I'll be honest with you guys, but I appreciate your patience. Their sites. So beautiful stuff. Okay, so you wanted to see Neil Shipley, the big guy. Is he even? Oh no, we got Neil Shipley might be outside the rankings, yeah. Maverick McNeely, Neil Shipley. Oh, he's way outside the upside rankings. Yeah, his stuff hasn't. Why is it not grading out well? Let's take a look at what Neil Shipley's been up to. Let's go here. Let's go here. Find Neil Shipley and go. So he's been playing a lot on the PTA, Tour of Americas. Gosh darn it. Back-to-back amateur champions in the majors. And now he's playing on the Americas Tour. Sheesh. Tough scenes here. But, you know, he's been balling out at these off-brand market tournaments. But when he's played in these other events, he hasn't quite thrived just yet. He seems to play really well at majors. Some of his best finishes have been at the majors. So we'll see what an old Shipley can get up to. I'm not the most thrilled about him. $7,600. He's not grading out the best. Yeah, tough stuff over there. For old Shipley, Chan Kim. Big fan of Chan Kim. Chan Kim's a very affordable option, I believe, this week. Model seems to have frozen on us here. There we go. Let's get Chan going on. Chan Gang. Got the Chandler Phillips and the Chan Kim. Chan Kim has got a DFS rank of 18th, and I've got him as a safety ranking of 9th. Very interesting to see from there. What about Chan is going to make us a 4-Chan? So let's get this hidden in the meantime. And he's been playing good across the board. The ball striking's been phenomenal. The biggest issue with him is the short game, particularly the putter. So if he can get the chipping dialed in, we're still looking good there for old Chan, man. But the putter's been a bit of a problem. First time he's playing here on TPC Silverado, sorry. And Data Golf's got him ranked 19th in this field. So they don't mind him at all. We'll see what he can do. I don't mind him for a safety ranking. He just hasn't finished inside the top 5 in the last 12 months. So if you're looking for ultimate upside, he's $8,200. Maybe a cash play for Chan. Maybe he plays nicely here. Maybe he doesn't. But the putter will have to kind of show some love. What's he been up to most recently? We got a 12th at the John Deere Classic and a 12th at the Wyndham with 2 missed cuts either side of that. So, you know, by the way, Chan Kim is a very nice option for round 2. Typically gets off to a slow start, bounces back hardcore on a Friday, and then kind of just does his thing for the rest of the weekend. So that's what you're getting from old 4-Chan Kim. Top 10 on the model there, and he's suggested for a top 20 bet. I don't know if I can quite get there right now. We've been betting a lot of guys, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to be betting him though. too many missed cuts. I like a bit more consistency, even though when he does play, it's good to go. All right. Are there any 6Ks guys worth a punt at all? I can't find any value personally. Let's take a look. We had a few of them up here. Let's unfilter from here. Let's get to our guys less than $7,000 hairs. And here are the $6,000 options. Let's filter on. Let's go with a little bit of safety. 6K, you're looking for safety, not necessarily looking for the most upside. You want your guy to kind of get yourself in the mix there. So our number one 6K option is Henrik Norlander. I think someone was talking about him earlier. Was it Far Canal? Asgard knows what's up. It's one of my favorite comments right there. So Henrik Norlander, he's been doing some good stuff. 29th in the model for safety, 12th at the 3M, made a cut at the John Deere Classic, $6,800 for you. DFS dollar per point, though, a little spendy, considering he's a little more volatile, I would say. So what is his situation? Yeah, not the best. But if you're looking for some other options, Troy Merritt has not been playing good golf at all lately either. It's been 3 consecutive missed cuts, but he typically finds success at this venue. A 16th, a 59th, and a 7th in the last 3 years. He's $6,700. By the way, I broke the news that Troy Merritt had the yips. He replied to me on X, lands up making it into Golf Digest article because, your boy's a low-key journalist over there. So fun stuff for y'all. So yes, that's what's going to go on with this. Time to implement Tambo's Tory Merit Flow. Woo! Tambo's Troy Merit Flow chart. Too many words in a sentence there for me to kind of go off of there. Ryan Moore, $6,800. Like him a lot as well. Let's get these kind of things out of here as well. We've got all sorts of weird stuff. Let's get the bets out the way. Kind of doing DFS now. Get some other metrics. Okay, so Ryan Moore, great course history. He's a ball striking beast, can't putt, but TD Green has been amazing. Course history, 45th. Interesting stuff. Why is it telling us that we really like him here? I guess the 45th did enough heavy lifting. So, interesting there. I wouldn't go to Ryan Moore. I'm out on him. Ches Reavie, I'm out on. Lanto Griffin, out on. Nicholas Echeverria at $6,800. Not a bad option. Has actually been stringing together some really nice made cuts the last little while. So Nicholas Echeverria, along with Troy Merritt and Henrik Norlander, will be some 6K options we look at for sure. The course history for Nico, not the best, but he's playing some really good golf entering the week, given his consistency of making cuts. So that's good to see. No top fives, but he's $6,800, can get you into the weekend. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Other names that we kind of in the mood for that haven't necessarily been playing the worst golf. Robbie Shelton has made 3 consecutive. Oh, I like this as a bit of a gem. Robbie Shelton. Like him a lot too. Finished 19th here in 2023, 24th in 2022, a 52nd in 19, and a miscut in 2020. But his last 3 starts have all been made cuts. He's $6,800. I like it. That's the way to go with Robbie Shelton. Trace Crow has finished inside the cut the last 3 tournaments he's played. This will be the first time he tees it up. I like the form coming in from Trace Crow. Tyler Duncan, no. Some other guys that have strung together some good performances. Joel Damon, if you're looking for a superstar that will finish outside the top 30 on a religious basis, there's your guy. I'm not in the mood for him. Nick Hardy, despite losing so much money in the betting market, seems to make cuts, but the upside's lacking. Where's the David Skins? David Skins grades out really nicely. In fact, he grades out really nicely. The 3M and the Rocket, he finished really well. Missed the cut every other time. So if you're going off of this miscut, made cut, miscut, made cut, David Skins is looking to make a cut, and he's looking to potentially finish inside the top 30. So I think the model has him actually graded out really nicely. His upside rank is 25th. Safety makes a lot of sense. It's 53rd. So let's kind of filter on a few guys upside here in the $6,000 range and see what's going on to see if we can find a few value options. Parker Cootie, definitely a guy that you want to see. His price at $6,500 is one of the cheapest options that actually provides some decent value, but god damn, he's been playing bad. So let's forget about Parker Cootie. Nico Echeverria, exactly the same guy up there again. Norlander, Joseph Bramlett, no, I'm not in the mood for that. Hayden Buckley, I'm not in the mood for that. Joe Highsmith, no. Joel, who's this dude? Stuart Sink. I don't mind Stuart Sink and Kelly Craft. We spoke about them. Like them both down here, $6,700. Like what they've been getting up to. Kelly Craft, he's a sneaky guy. He's not the longest option off the tee, but he does some good stuff. Steve G wants to go play Silverado in Scottsdale. $110 worth of golf cart. That's hilarious. Golly, you guys have been cracking me up in this chat today. Okay. Brendan Todd. Some other options. Yeah, I think that's about it. I know I mentioned Rafael Campos. Finished 30th at the Paris Olympics. Has missed cuts on the PGA Tour pretty much every single time. Yeah, ADC has fallen off the map. Let's pull up Brendan Todd. No. Clicking the wrong buttons, yeah. All right. Clear the filter. Let's get the Todd man in here. Brendan Todd. 30th in safety, 52nd in upside. I think the price is too high. Although the golf course fit seems really good, course history makes tons of sense. He's finished inside the top 22 the last 3 times he's played here. So the course history aspect makes a lot of sense. He's not grading out the best. If you take a look at his recent form, it's starting to come together a bit, though. But he's $9,100. I think what this is going to have to take from us is a who's around him type situation. By the way, Brendan Todd used to be one of the best putters on the planet, and now he's 25th in this field this year. So that's not ideal, but he's a hyper-accurate driver of the golf ball. That is a very expensive price. That's an Asgar type price right there. So let's figure out exactly who's around him and whether or not he's worth it. But I don't think it will make sense to us. I'm clicking the wrong way around. Yeah. Let's see if we can find a Brendan Todd alternative. I think if I'm looking for a Brendan Todd alternative, it's a Minwoo Lee. In fact, I really like Minwoo Lee. When you have the same top 10 rate as you have a top 20 rate, that means you are volatile. When you peak, you peak. And he's barely, when he's finishing inside the top 20, he's almost doing a top 5 as well. So Minwoo Lee, Rocket Mortgage second, hasn't finished inside the top 20 any other start. Crazy stuff. So consistent, just can't break inside the top 20. But when he does, he pops hardcore. I kind of fancy his chances as like a course breaker here. I'd imagine his ownership is pretty high. His ownership is pretty low, given the likes of Maverick McNeely. Brendan Todd's course history is going to drive a lot of ownership to him. Minwoo Lee is not accurate off the tee. He's not a good iron player, but he can hit the golf ball so goddamn far that he's going to be going, like his iron play isn't even going to be iron play. Because remember, we got so many shots from inside 125 and in, from 75 yards around that range. Minwoo hits it so far that he's going to turn a wedge into a pitch, a chip, a long chip. So he's very good around the greens. Take a look at his around the green play, 26th in the field. The more you put those like short, flicky shots in, the field touchy stuff, Minwoo Lee can get it done. Volatile option. I don't like it, but we're getting some value on the upside rank. 4 spots of value at the top of the board is a big deal. He's 7th in DFS pricing, 3rd in our model for upside. So I'm going to take a gamble on him versus Brendan Todd, who, although he's played well here, like it's no top 5s. Like he's so consistent. He's so good at making money on the tour, but he's playing this week because he hasn't finished inside the top 5. And look at this. My biggest pet peeve with this guy, Talk about falling off a cliff. 5th in strokes gained in round 1, 33rd in round 2, 96th in round 3, and then 135th in round 4. There's 144 people in the field, people. Brendan Todd, this is why you don't finish inside the top 5, is because he gets progressively worse as the week goes on. When it comes to hanging in there after a good round 1, Brendan Todd falls off a goddamn cliff. Although he's played well, yeah, I can't get to that. Like I need a guy that's going to come from behind and maybe sneak into the top 5 versus hanging on. Like what are we doing, dude? So $9,100 for a Brendan Todd in this field. It's tough scenes. JJ Spawn is probably someone I'd go to instead of. I think he'll also be quite popular. Tom Hoagie doesn't finish inside the top 10. Finished 3rd at the Travelers. That's like his only top 5 finish in the last few years, basically. It's interesting to see. So give me Mav instead of Todd. Give me Minwoo instead of Todd. Give me JJ Spawn instead of Todd. $23 for Brendan Todd on Asgard and 6 cents for a beer. I love it. Or is that what Silverado Golf Course got? Asgard Country Club is $23. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Norlander played well in Europe. Okay. So you're saying that I need to pay more attention to Europe. I honestly do. I need to. I might just start betting it so I'm forced to kind of get in. Oh, yeah. Played nicely at the Omega. Played okay at the Betfred. So the putting, a bit of a concern, but man, the iron play has been dialed the hell in. Ball striking's looking good. So I think Norlander is the Paspalum Prince, by the way. If you find him playing on Paspalum, the guy can typically get it done. So I like him a lot this week. He's playing some good golf. Norlander. So yeah, folks, I think that's going to be it. Again, hit the like button. We want to get you guys 50 likes downstairs below, please, so that we can give away a membership to Rotoballer for the rest of the year in the next show. It will be for the President's Cup. So wherever I find myself, I might actually do it on a different day. And in fact, you don't need the field for President's Cup. So I could probably do it before I go. I've got a wedding next weekend, going to Nashville. Then I'm flying to Montreal. I'm out of the house for like 11 days. So I'm going to be gallivanting. But we will be giving away a subscription to Rotoballer if we get to 50 likes downstairs. If you don't feel like waiting, hit the like button below. $75 to get into the Discord, to get a full everything premium PGA is available to you for $75 for the rest of the week, for the rest of the year, sorry. Thank you, Steve. It was a great show. I do agree. I had a blast with all of you in the chat. It was a lot of fun. I laughed my ass off. We had a good time finding some value. Thanks to Pat Mayo for having me on the Mayo Media. Go check out Rotoballer. Go check out Fantasy National. Check out Underdog. Use code Mayo for up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money over there. It's football season. Underdog, Pat's got all sorts of stuff going. So check out all his stuff. Check out Rotoballer. Check out everything on the Model Maniac X account. For those of you that have it, I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out while tickling that like button. We'll see you guys for the President's Cup. Peace